Do you want to shoot your shot with high volume photography? Well, we're going to be talking all about how to prep for photographing headshots and portraits, or even a sports media day on a larger scale. We'll dive into some of the logistics like gear, software, and the overall workflow to help you amp up your photo volume. We started with our media day where we paired up with Rising Kings basketball to create some promotional content and ended with corporate headshots in our B&H studio. Obviously, there are many camera bodies to choose from, but some things to consider when choosing are resolution, continuous shooting rates, and some even have specific high-volume photo firmware upgrades, but more on that later. For our setup, we started with the red seamless backdrop and a classic 3-point lighting setup with 2 ProPhoto B10X Plus lights and 1 ProPhoto B10X. These 3 have more than enough power, which allows us 100% control of our camera settings. On location and high-volume photo shoots are really all about portability and versatility, which is another reason why these lights are a solid choice. They're battery powered at up to 65 minutes at full power and decently lightweight, so I don't need to worry about any safety issues or inconvenient power outlets when I'm placing my lights. I can really just grab and go. I also opted for the ProPhoto Connect Pro remote trigger so I can change the power on the fly without needing to access the actual lights. I can just adjust it right on the trigger. Next, we decided to utilize the gym space for a more environmental portrait and added a red gel as a side light. We also incorporated a fog machine and a long exposure with the flash to get really cool color trails. When you're working on a high volume photo shoot, it's also really convenient to have a tethering system like Capture One for a few reasons. Maybe you need to follow strict guidelines such as lighting or cropping. Here you can edit as you work with things like exposure, color temp, cropping, the list goes on. In general, it's really great to see the images on a larger screen so you have a better idea of how things look, what's working, what's not, and it's nice for your clients to be able to see what's happening in real time. So let's go check in on our second shoot with the corporate headshots in the B&H studio. So remember way back when I mentioned the high volume photo firmware upgrades? Let's talk more about that now. Canon has introduced a portraiture cropping guide upgrade for their EOS R7, R10, and R50 mirrorless cameras that adds 4 different in-camera cropping guides that cover typical high-volume portraiture framings. So these guides appear right in the LCD and EVF of the camera and help you achieve consistent framing and sizing, which is so helpful when you're shooting a large number of portraits that require minimal editing and a fast turnaround. Similarly, we have Panasonic, who introduced their own firmware upgrade where you can use a barcode scanning to assist in the file management workflow right in camera. So let's walk through how we use that. All right, so I'm gonna go through how to connect the Panasonic S5 II to the barcode scanner. So on Panasonic's website, when you download the software, they have a convenient barcode, which does help you connect it via Bluetooth. So you're gonna wanna have that printed out because it's easier to scan. You're gonna go into your settings under the little wrench and then go to barcode capture. You're gonna click that, it'll say off for now. And then you're gonna wanna scan the barcode scanner. Wait for it to beep. And then you're gonna go to barcode scanner and press on. So now it's connecting via Bluetooth and it will let you know when it's connected. Should it work? There it goes. So you'll know if it's connected also because it'll say barcode right on the live view. So that means that it's ready to be scanned. So this is really great if you have a lot of people that you're photographing, say it's like a corporate event or a school, and you have like 300 people that you're photographing and you wanna make sure that you know who everybody is. So we've got Nick here. So we're gonna scan Nick's barcode and then it comes up Nick Brigadier right on the camera. So then when I'm going into post and I'm trying to manage all of the files, I'll know that when I have these photos of Nick, I'll have his name right there. Super easy to keep everybody organized. Yeah, so we're gonna take a photo of Nick. This workflow is compatible with a number of volume photography softwares listed on Panasonic's website, or you could also see this information pop up right in Adobe Bridge. To make sure this pops up for you, go into Adobe Bridge's Preferences, go to the Metadata tab, and select User Comments under the Camera Data umbrella. Now when you cycle through your photos, you'll see the names appear in the metadata right on the side. Alright, so that just about wraps up our High Volume Photography 101 course. Make sure to leave a comment below on how you would integrate these tools into your next shoot. Until then, I'm Sam with B&H, and I'll see you next time.